everyone, so we are here for Alaina's 5-month update. I'm looking at my notes down here, so sorry if I'm looking down. She started oatmeal cereal at night, and we're doing homemade baby food. So we've pureed a few different things, and so far she's had apples, bananas, avocado. She's tried peas, but we kind of stopped that because after she had peas, she kind of had a weird reaction. Not necessarily an allergic reaction, but she was just kind of like cranky the next few days, so we don't know if it was teething or the peas or what it was, so we kind of held off on that. And she's also had some pears. She just ate her apples. Apples are her favorite right now. She loves her apples. There was a few days in there in between, like I was saying with the peas, where she was just super cranky, and we're not really sure what it was, if she wasn't feeling well or what, but nothing was like consoling her, and so that kind of passed. But ever since then, she's been doing really well. Huh, Munchkie? She also, during her 5 months, she went on her first vacation. It was my husband and I's anniversary, and it was our first anniversary, and so we went to San Diego to celebrate, and both of our families came, and Alaina came with us, and we just did one night down in downtown San Diego. So that was her very first vacation, and we actually made a video of that if you want to go watch it. We also stopped swaddling her at night. I noticed that she didn't necessarily need it as much anymore, and so basically what I did is I transitioned her from a full swaddle, but I always swaddled her arms out. I never swaddled her arms in even when she was born, so it would be just a full swaddle of her waist down, and then we put her in a sleep sack for like maybe a week, and then she just went into her regular footy pajamas, and she did awesome in it, and she slept all through the night, so it obviously didn't bother her. She did really well with it. I also think that she has started teething. I don't know if you can see, but on her bottom, in the back a little bit, she has the ridges of like where the teeth would come in. It's not necessarily like white spots of the teeth coming through or swollen, but you can definitely see it, and she's putting everything in her mouth and major drool, so that could definitely be a sign. She is officially now in 6-month clothes. Her 3-month clothes were still fitting her, but they were getting a little tight, and her 6-month clothes are fitting her just a lot better. And she has so many clothes that I didn't want to keep her in her 3-month clothes. I wanted her to get use out of her 6-month clothes that she has. So this is a 6-month outfit that she has, actually. It's a little bee outfit. And so she's officially in 6-month clothes. She's still in size 3 diapers. She's in her size 3 diapers now. We use Huggies, the Snug and Dry. She does really well with those. She's been sleeping more sporadic, like this last month, and I don't think it's like the 4-month wakeful that they say, but she was completely sleeping through the night 12 hours, and it's been recently that she's been waking up like 1 to 2 times per night, and it's usually around like 3 or 4, and then again at 7 or 8, and then she sleeps until around 9:30 in the morning. We put her, excuse me, nobody can hear, he's attacking. He's attacking. You want to be a blogger? Do you have apple in your nose? Yes, and she loves to scream like that. That's her favorite. She loves to squeal. Everybody can see how you squeal. Most babies like cry. No, she squeals. But like I was saying, so for her nighttime schedule, we usually start her shower anytime between 7:45 and 8:30, and then she's usually down for the night nursing around 9 o'clock, and then she falls asleep around 10, and then she gets up 1 to 2 times at night, and then is up for the day around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm gonna let Daddy come get you. At least she wasn't at the beginning. Bye-bye. Was doing like 3 40-minute naps a day. Now she's only doing 2 naps a day sometimes, and each one still about 40 minutes. I've really been practicing getting her in her crib and staying in her crib for naps, because I was holding her, and I really want to get her used to being in her crib so we can get more things done, because when I'm holding her, I'm so confined to sitting there, and I can't really do anything, and then we have to be more quiet because she's in the room that we're in, and she's been doing a lot better than she has any other month prior to this. So it is working, but it's something that we're still working on. If she's not super tired and I lay her in there, she'll wake up crying like within 5 to 10 minutes, but if she is really tired and she's just kind of comfy and she's awake when I put her in, and she goes back to sleep, then she's more likely to stay in there, and then she'll take anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour nap, which is another reason I kind of like her in there, is because when she is napping in her crib, she sometimes naps longer, and I think that's because she's not hearing noise and she's not being moved or anything like that. There even has been a few days that she hasn't napped at all. She just took like one nap throughout the day or took no naps and goes throughout the whole day. And I mean, I know she sleeps 12 to 13 hours at night, so I don't super like get worried that she hasn't taken a nap at all, but it's definitely hard when she hasn't, because I mean, it's really hard to entertain a 5-month-old when they don't want to take a nap and they're tired of all their toys from the day. She also went on her first beach trip, filmed that. We went to Huntington Beach and we just stayed for a few hours and had some fun out there. We went with my sister and my mom and my family, and yeah, she just got to do her first beach trip, which was pretty exciting. She still isn't rolling, and I'm not totally concerned about it, because at her 4-month appointment we did ask her pediatrician whether rolling was something to be worried about if she wasn't doing it, and she said some babies skip that milestone altogether, so it's not something I'm super concerned about, because she is on track and even a little bit early for sitting up. She can totally sit up on her own unassisted for a small amount of time. I never obviously put her on the floor and then leave her, but we do practice every single day, multiple times a day, and I put pillows all around behind her back, and she'll sit, and when she leans over and grabs her feet, she can sit up and play with her toys for a long time. The other day she sat in her pack and play for like an hour and a half while my husband and I cleaned the house and had dinner and everything, and she was totally content and fine just to sit in her pack and play with all her toys and everything. So she is developing all of those muscles, stomach and core muscles, while she's sitting and playing. Right, I mean, just a few weeks ago I started feeding her twice a day, because I noticed when we were eating and stuff, she was definitely like reaching for our food, and when we eat, she's watching us and she's always grabbing for our food. So I was like, maybe I should feed her twice a day, so when we have breakfast and dinner, she can eat with us as a family, and she's not just kind of like hanging out there. So I don't know when I'm going to do 3 times a day, probably more closer to when she's 6 months old, but for now we just have morning and at night, and I usually feed her an hour after I've breastfed, and then because she eats almost every 2 hours, an hour and a half to every 2 hours, so if she eats every 2 hours, I'll breastfeed her, and then an hour later I'll feed her a solid, and then the hour later I'll breastfeed her. So I'm never eliminating a breastfeeding session, I'm just adding in the solids. Another thing that she's been doing a lot more recently, of course she's like laughing and giggling and stuff a lot more. She smiles all the time. All you have to do is look at her and she smiles. She's such a good baby. She has such an easy temperament. I feel so lucky. But what she's been doing is, as well as reaching for our food and stuff, she loves her exerciser now. She loves it. I mean, we can put her in that thing and she'll just turn herself and play, because she can touch her feet on the floor now, and she'll sit in that thing for like a half an hour to 45 minutes, just like memorized by all her toys. And we'll just like play her music for her, and she jumps up and down and she squeals. She loves that thing. She's actually in it right now. I can hear it. But yeah, so I was holding her and she kept looking at it and she was like pushing away from me, and I laid her in it and I got the biggest smile. But yeah, she was just so, she loves that thing. So we've been putting her in that a lot lately, and then also she's been using her playmat. And for the first time ever, I was FaceTiming my husband and she saw her dad on FaceTime and she got the biggest smile. And then the same day I FaceTimed my mom, which is her grandma, and she saw my mom and she got a huge smile. So it was the first time that she recognized and saw someone's face and voice on the phone, and she smiled and had a reaction to it. So that was really neat. And also a new thing that she's kind of doing is when she goes to sleep at night after she's nursed and she's going to go to sleep, is she tucks her head into my like arm area right here. So if I'm cradling her and holding her like a baby, she'll turn her face into me, so her face is like buried into my arm. So like I don't know why, it must be like a comfort feeling that she's close, and like her face, it's like dark and it's warm. I'm not really sure what it is, but she loves nestling her head in. So that is pretty much it for her 5-month update. I'm sorry, I am a mess right now. Everything has just been so crazy. We put our house on the market this month because we're actually going to be moving, but I'm going to be doing an update about that later. I'm going to have a whole nother video about that. I have birthdays coming up, and my parents are on vacation, and it's my husband's parents' birthday, and we just have so many things that have been going on lately. Every single day I feel like we have so many things going on. Yeah, that is it for her 5-month update, and if you guys have any questions or anything as far as her or me or what's going on, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.